Well, today on the 61st Minute Podcast, a podcast of Community Bible Church, Rachel and I bring in a little special guest, don't we?
Frankie Post.
Frankie Post, our preacher extraordinaire from this past Sunday here at Community Bible. And he spoke on the topic of
Peace.
peace.
Peace out.
Peace out. And it was good.
It was.
Yeah.
It was really good. It was a great conversation. It's a very relevant conversation this time of year when things are a little chaotic.
Yeah. I think it spins up now. I think it spins up even more so. Like, I don't know for you, but I can see this. We got family coming in a week. We've got stuff going on this week. We're winding down some things, but ramping stuff up for Christmas Eve. Then Christmas Eve is what it is. And then you get into that week of it's just spending time,
it's
just hanging
wonderful.
out. Yeah. I mean, we have the time off here at the church. We have that week off between. And
We get off 2 weeks at Ake.
that's nice.
Like we get done the 19th and we don't go back till the 5th.
That's pretty nice.
And of course, the first week is cinnamon roll making. The second week is...
Oh my gosh, you're going to just ruin me on these cinnamon rolls because I've yet to try
a dollhouse cinnamon roll.
a dollhouse cinnamon roll.
Yeah. So, and then the week after is just chill. But we do have our New Year's Eve party that we plan with our home group. And I think I've cracked the code on New Year's Eve parties.
Uh-oh.
Because we do a New York New Year's party to where everybody goes home at 11. So we watch the ball drop in New York and celebrate. And then we say, okay, see y'all later. Y'all celebrate New York.
Really?
Arkansas New Year at home.
Wow.
And you beat the traffic.
You do?
You beat the crazies.
Yeah, it's amateur night, so you got to get home.
And because New Year's Eve is a really long party to have.
It is. It is.
I'm like, y'all get out of my house.
Yeah.
But, we do fajitas and I come up with games.
Yep.
That are like New Year's themed.
Oh, very cool.
And so we'll do like trivia and we'll do it's a blast.
We do that for Christmas. We're doing competition Christmas Day.
Okay.
And but on New Year's we play games. We have a variety of different games that we play and that are staples for our family. And then we have another game that we do. We have prizes and stuff. And then we pretty much wrap it up right after midnight, about 12:15, 12:20. We just say, hey, it's a good time. We, hug the girls and girls, go to bed and we go to bed and wake up the next morning, big breakfast. But then we're into the week off and the next few days off. So always a good time. So having the girls here and being in the house for the first time. Last year we were in a rental. This year we'll be in our own place, our own stuff. That's all good. So it's chaos. It's Christmas, but that's what it's all about. It's the best time of the year. It is.
It's the best.
All right, so enjoy today's episode with Frankie Post talking about peace. We'll see you soon.
Do you need your leg propped?
No, I will deal with a sharp knife pain in my back, so I don't know how long I'll last today because today's not a good day, but it is a good day. Why? Because guess who's in the house?
This is the day that the Lord has made.
Guess who's in the house?
Frankie Post.
Sound effects. Listen to that. That's great.
Let's give it up. We got a live audience today. Here with our special guest, our pastor from this past Sunday's message on peace. I've got some questions today based off of Romans chapter 5, actually, but we'll get to that spiritual stuff later. More importantly, how are you, Frankie Post?
I'm good.
It's been a while since you've been on the cast.
It has.
Glad to have you here with Rachel and I on this December edition of our 14th episode of season 2. And so we got to start with a question. Here's a question. Okay. Favorite Christmas movie followed up with your favorite Christmas song. What say you?
Okay. Let me go reverse order. So, White Christmas.
Oh, yes. Hang on a second. Yes, more applause for that. I'm really happy about that. That was good.
Sinatra, Dean Martin, those guys singing that one. And the first question would be The Family Stone.
Okay.
That is
That's a
my
good one.
all-time favorite Christmas movie.
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, so
What?
I know.
What?
So The Family Stone.
I don't think I've seen it.
It's all about this family, and Sarah Jessica Parker is dating one of their sons, and they all come together for Christmas in this house, this beautiful home, and the whole town is like fictional. I remember looking it up. We've watched it so many times that even the ambulance has the town's name on there, and it doesn't even exist. Like, there's all kinds of these crazy things about it.
Okay.
But it is Diane Keaton, and it is Craig T. Nelson as the parents. It's just a phenomenal movie. It's really good. I highly recommend it.
I've never seen it.
It is our go-to when we're putting decorations up. That's the movie that's playing.
All right. So I watched a Christmas movie for the first time that came out in 2018. So I had asked my volleyball team the same question I asked you, Frankie, and Rachel and I talked last week, but what was their favorite Christmas movie? And two of the girls on my volleyball team said The Christmas Chronicles.
Okay. That's Harper's favorite.
It's a decent one.
And we watched it
part
last
two.
night, and I agree. It was decent, very good. He kept us entertained. It was well done. I love Kurt Russell as Santa. I thought that was a great cast. At times a little slow, but picked up significantly. Like the Elves, I thought that was very creative. And we're going to watch the second one. There's actually a second one. My wife had never heard of it until I came home and said, my girls say this movie Christmas Chronicles, and I think I've just seen the billboard of it on like Netflix. So we watched it last night. It was very good, very good.
That's Harper's go-to. She loves that one. Christmas Chronicles and Part 2.
We watched the new version of The Best Christmas Pageant Ever this weekend. It was so good. It was hilarious.
Yeah, it was. It is very good. Very, very good. We watched it last year, and it was excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we watched that. I love the song It's a Holly Jolly Christmas version by Lady Antebellum.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So good.
Burl Ives all day.
No.
Purist. I'm a purist.
No, and I love Michael Bublé. It's the most wonderful time of the year. I think.
Yep.
No. False.
It's
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Okay.
And then another new one of It's Officially Christmas, Dan and Shay. It just puts me in the jive. Like, I mean, me and Jack Parker just, it's officially Christmas.
That's awesome. That's good.
I do like the old NSYNC Merry Christmas,
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
Holiday,
Merry Christmas. Happy.
Yeah, I like that one. I kind of, for a more modern version. But
More modern.
Hey,
It came out
what's
like,
your all-time?
like
here's a
20 years ago.
That's true. Dude.
At least.
Well, okay, not modern, maybe modern to me. But
longer
what
than
is
20 years ago.
What is your
25 at least.
NSYNC,
I was like 10 and I'm 35.
Well, maybe NSYNC is coming back. Anyways, what is your all-time craziest, like weirdest Christmas song that you like?
All right, I got you.
Look, if no one knew you really well. You
Weird
just came
Al.
out. They would be like, "What? What is it?"
It is Ricky Van Shelton, and he goes through the letters of Christmas. I just don't think anyone would really know that one or pick up
The
on
Christmas shoes.
that. The Christmas shoes. I remember that one.
I think my daughters would say Christmas wrapping. The ladies are singing about Christmas wrapping the presents. I don't know if that's the official name of it. They love that. It's a weird song. Mine has always been Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer. Always.
Okay.
Always.
Grandma got ran over
Yeah.
by a reindeer.
Yeah, I know that came out. That came out before you two were alive.
100%. Yeah. We're young.
But it was awesome because they
young,
played
Frankie.
it all the time, and now you rarely ever hear it. But back when it first came out, it was like every other Christmas song was Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer.
I saw mommy kiss.
Oh, that goes way back.
Michael
That's
Jackson?
before me. So
Jackson 5.
That's
There's,
longer than them. I think they remade it.
Speaking of getting older, someone had a birthday this past week.
Who?
You.
A week ago.
That's true.
Yeah.
Did you know that there was a trivia, Frankie? I looked right at you and I had a good trivia question. Oh, have any of you seen The Emperor's New Groove by Disney?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know as Ursma, the wicked, ugly, that turned into the cat at the end, that the actress was Eartha Kitt, who sang the original Santa Baby.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she was the voice in Emperor's New Groove, but she did the original Santa Baby.
So you know that song? This is weird that I would know this. She sings Santa Baby, and then Santa Honey, 2 lines, and then Santa Cutie, 2 lines. Only because I kept singing Santa Cutie in the car the other night, right? And Harper's like, it doesn't say Santa Cutie, and I was like, it does.
In the third
That's
one?
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true. Yep. That is
Weird
absolutely
that I
true.
would know that.
It's weird that you say Santa Cutie.
Right? Yeah.
All right, so you have your iPad right there. Can you do a Chat GPT search?
This is
No, it's a Kindle.
Can you do a Chat GPT search?
100%. I'm a Chat GPT-er.
Okay, and ask the question. I want Frankie to see if he comes close. How many Christmas songs have the word peace in the title? And when you think about it while she gets the information, while Rachel does her wizardry on the phone, the iPhone.
The new one.
The 17 Pro. There you go. All right. So, do you have it?
No.
You don't have it.
It's searching.
It's search. Oh, it's going through all the Googles and all of the search. What do you think?
206.
There's only really, I think, 13 Christmas songs, but okay, 206. Now, what do you think?
Yeah, ChatGPT failed us.
Oh, really? Did it? What did he come up with?
It says there's no single definitive number. Too many recordings, hymns, carols, and modern holiday songs use the word peace in their titles.
Wow.
Across decades and countries. So you got it right.
All right, so here's my first question. Why do you think, with that answer that Rachel just gave us, an indefinitive, non-definitive number, why is the word peace so important at the Christmas season?
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good question, really. I think we all want peace, and so we tie that in. We tie that in there together. When I think of that word peace, I also think of snow falling and landing, and just the calmness, like that environment, how snow muffles things, and it just, you know what I'm talking about, like, and it just
the silence of snow is so peaceful. If you can be outdoors, even in an area where there is traffic, snow has a way of just settling sound to a feel of just utter peace.
And I connect that mentally with Christmas. So we talk about singing about White Christmas and all those types of things. But I think that a lot of people, I just assume a lot of people think that way, I guess because I think that way, but that it just is a calming, it's a soothing time, it's a season. And yet the reality is what we talked about Sunday, right? All the hectic and chaos and confusion and frustration and anxiety that comes along with that.
Yeah. In Romans chapter 5, verses 1 through 2, read this morning, and I thought about, what does this mean for us? It says, therefore, since we have been justified by faith, we have peace with God through our Lord Jesus Christ. Through him we've also obtained access by faith into his grace, in which we stand and rejoice in the hope of the glory of God. Frankie, you talk so much about peace in the chaos, but it's justified by faith. And there are a lot of people in this world, in our River Valley, that don't have that faith that you and I and Rachel live by, and that has changed our life so that we can experience that kind of peace. why is it necessary? Why is faith a necessary ingredient to be able to obtain, as Scripture says, to obtain peace?
Yeah. Well, that's why I said Sunday that peace has a name, right? His name's Jesus. Humans cannot, I think we all have that desire for peace. Maybe it's just an humanity, inward desire. Romans 1's going to talk about creation alone, right? And so I think all of creation groans for peace as well, not even just humans. However, Jesus came for humans. That's the whole argument, even in the book of Hebrews, right? Is he didn't come for angels. He didn't come for anything else. He came to live and die for us. And so it's through that relationship with Jesus, that's the only way that true peace is attainable.
Mm-hmm. I got one. So in your sermon Sunday, you kicked it off with Luke 2, verses 8 through 15. Mm-hmm. The verse number 14 that says, "Glory to God in the highest and peace on earth to whom God is pleased." Mm-hmm. I loved that because I'm like, okay, who is God pleased with? Like, what can we do to please God to get the peace?
Yeah. And that's the beauty of it, is that's not the way it works, right? Yeah, that's why I shifted and I said my favorite verse for this is New King James Version of it, which says, peace, goodwill toward men. There's totally a different shift there.
Well, I know, because this was the first time I read it like this, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
What can I do to get the peace?
Right.
Yeah.
Is it on sale? Can I buy it?
Right.
What? Let me please the Lord so that he gives me that.
Right. No, that's a great, there's depth to that question that I don't think we have enough time on this podcast, but that's the beauty of it, is like, hey, guess what? There is nothing we can do. It is all about what he did for us.
Yeah, because then it becomes works.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I do know that there are times in my life where I'm at a good place, where the things that trip me up in this world are not tripping me up, and I seem to have a good rhythm, and I'm focused in on God, that I experience. I feel like I've obtained the peace that way by not living the reckless human life that takes me away from what God wants, but I'm living it in tune and in rhythm and in step with God, that when I'm living that way and I'm having my quiet time and I'm not, having a bad mood or in a bad way or whatever, I'm at peace. Mm-hmm. So I think you can obtain it that way simply by being in step with God. I think draws you into that peace.
Absolutely.
Well, and I do think that there are things that we can do that please God, because I think of as God the Father, I think about the relationship I have with Jack Parker, and there are things that he does that just please the heck out of me. Mm-hmm. And I just am like, when he does those things, I'm like, yeah, let's go. I want to give him more reward, not because he earned it necessarily, but because he just did something that was just great. And I don't know.
I have a question to that, though.
Yeah.
Could you say that the things that he does that clicks on that for you is fruit of the Spirit? Is he demonstrating love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control? Because that right there, I think, goes
him
back
working
to
in us.
That's how he does it. Yeah. Through his own gifting.
I do like that you referenced Galatians 5:22, because I believe that each one works. When you have the one, you follow up with the second one. There's a linear path of the fruit of the Spirit. Love, joy, peace. So when we have love, that leads us to joy in our life, because we love others and we've experienced joy. But joy brings peace. Mm-hmm. When we're in a joyful moment, whether it's the holidays or a moment with our spouse or our kids or our work environment, you just experience the joy of life. You feel at peace. You're like, yeah, this is what it's meant to be. And I think, we want to obtain all 7, or I think it's 8, isn't it? 8 fruit of the Spirit.
So 9.
9. So there you go. But that's the growth of of our spiritual lives, is the growth we're going through. But it starts with love. It has to start with love. Mm-hmm. And I love that. But I love the fact that the third one is peace. Mm-hmm. We talked first week about hope, but ultimately what brings us to the level of is a peace, is just having peace in our life. I think because people really want that even more so at this time of year because it is crazy this season.
So when is the time in your life that you have felt the most peace?
When the Dallas Cowboys are winning.
Oh my gosh.
That's for
Lame.
Frankie.
Thanksgiving Day. That was amazing.
I was at peace the rest of the day, says Frankie Post.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Okay, there's a lot of truth in what I was. I mean, hopefully, all of it was truthful. What I said Sunday. There was a lot of truth for me personally when I talked about at the very intro. Right, sitting in my chair, my visual was. I've got my little blanket, my fire's crackling, like I mentioned. I've got my Bible, I've got my journal, and it's just me and God.
Yeah.
That's where I find my peace. Now that has to take place. If I go on my walk between 5:30 and 6:30, when I get home between 6:40 and 7:10, that's the before the rustling of the children kind of thing.
So how do you know when you're not at peace?
Yeah.
What does that look like for you?
Chaos. It looks like busyness has overcome my time with God. That the schedule, just whatever happened that morning or that day took me off from that. I got out of that rhythm.
If your wife's sitting here and she had to answer that question about you, what is she going to say? How does she see you not in peace?
I think she'd echo what I just said. That okay, he hasn't had his his normal. She'd probably say coffee as well. She'd lump.
So,
coffee
but I mean, but how does that manifest itself? Meaning, is it something? Is it a quickness in your speech? Is it an attitude? Is it a lack of patience? Is it? Well, I mean, how does it manifest? So people could see it. What would it look like?
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be. I would be a little crankier, probably. I would come across as. I might come across as angry. I even say I identify as one who struggles with codependency, anger, and anxiety. Right, so that's just those are the things I have to work on.
All of those are chaos.
All of those are connected to chaos, right? Yeah. And if one doesn't happen, then the tension rises up in the other, or vice versa.
Yeah,
I think it's interesting. So I've walked into my faith journey long enough now that I had this moment in the last 8 months where I was leaving a Bible study with the students and driving home, and I was like, I feel such peace in my spirit because I am right in the center of the will of God. Mm-hmm. And knowing that, it was just such a light bulb moment, but at the same time of having the light bulb moment of knowing this is true peace and contentment, I also was like, crap, it's about to change because you never stay right in the pocket of peace for long, which for us, when I think my chaos moments, the moments where I get real anxious and I really don't struggle with anxiety much, but it's when I have something on my schedule every single day that I have to people multiple days in a row without any breaks. That's when I start getting anxious about the weekend. If I have something on my schedule all the time.
That's a great point. I was actually talking to someone who asked me this. First off, they said, "Hey, I didn't know you struggled with anxiety. How do you work through that?" And I told them, I said, it's kind of sounds crazy. We do a lot of camping. Mm-hmm. And so let's take this weekend, for example, the 5th, we had our Christmas, the park, community Christmas. This weekend we have Angel Tree. So we've got a lot of things on the schedule that's just natural. But what I'm doing is mentally, I'm like, there's a trip that I'm going to go camping on that Christmas break time. And so I can kind of just put my mind at that at times and think about those opportunities that'll come up and stuff like that for outs and knowing.
Yeah. The month of October is really hard in our family because Andrew has so many golf course obligations. And so the amount of time we spend as a family is very low. So that's when I'm and when I get to the point where I'm not in a peaceful state, I'm just not a very nice person sometimes. Like, I wish I was, but I just get way more irritable because I have to do it all by myself.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
That's probably the right word, irritable, that Susanna would use to describe me when I'm not. She go get in your word.
I tend to be at peace most times, but at home when I'm not, I bite. I'm really short with Angie. It's interesting how she would say about her peace. Like, she showed me the calendar for next week, and she was like, "Look at this week," and she was like, "It's going to be so busy." And I looked at it. I have a doctor's appointment on Monday. That's it. Tuesday, she has something that was one thing. Wednesday, I have to go to Northwest Arkansas for another doctor's appointment. Thursday, she has Bible study, and then Friday was it was all week, but there were one little moments, and they weren't like overwhelming. But to her, that's out of peace. That's not peaceful for her. That's, we've got something going on every day, and I'm like, I'm going to a doctor's appointment for an hour, and that's it. So it's all about perspective, obviously, and how we've been created by God to handle that thing. That's how we've been. There's times when I'm not at peace, and Angie tries to step into that world and bring peace, and vice versa. We do that for our spouses, and we understand seasons and rhythms. But I think peace. So let me ask this question, Frankie. How does one, as we kind of tail end this thing, you talked about peace and the importance of peace, but somebody who is struggling to find peace right now, what would you say to them would be things that could bring them back into a place of peace before God?
Yeah. Interestingly enough, I think if there's one thing I probably should have added to the sermon, it would be this right here. This is serenity prayer. Because I truly I have to live that out. And even coworkers will say, how can you do all the things you're doing in one moment at a time, one day at a time? And so sometimes it's like, check my heart within that hour, right? That thing, like, okay, I got to just keep moving forward. And so that piece of the serenity prayer, I'll just walk through it real quick. But God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change and the courage to change the things I can. So there's courage there. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardship as a pathway to peace. So that one moment at a time, one day at a time helps me break that down. It really does. And I feel like if anyone can just go, hey, let's pause. Even in the chaos of even today before coming into this meeting, walking over here with Rachel and talking through all the things. It's like, at least I've got this time right here. I know exactly where I'm going to be for this period of time, right? And for what we've got right here.
Yeah. And I think that there's a level, if you're struggling with peace this season, I think that there is a level of protecting your peace. And sometimes that means saying no to things.
That's 100% right.
This season, December and May, especially for moms, are absolutely insane. Like, we have something on the calendar every single day for the month of December. And sometimes I have to look at the calendar and go, what is a must do and what is a would like to do, and turn down some of those would like to do. You might experience some FOMO, but I promise you, taking the time to say no will help you protect your peace. Another way, if somebody that you follow on social media irks you and you find yourself getting to the point where you're like, oh, I can't believe they would say that, like, or post this, unfollow. Like, that is a way to protect your peace. I have found in my life that when I unfollow people that do not add to my life, it has helped me so much because they don't live rent-free in my head anymore. That magic unfollow button really helps that.
I think people who take away the peace in our life, we have the choice to whether or not we want to include them. And we don't have to have those type of people. If they bring out the worst of us, that we don't need them to be a part of our journey. That's another portion, again, for a later discussion, but we have that passage in Scripture. As far as it depends on me, depends on you, live at peace. Well, that peace is not necessarily reconciliation. It is removing yourselves from situations, from people who do not bring or create peace in your world. You remove yourself. And we could go into a whole other sidebar discussion on that. But yes, I agree 100%, Rachel. Good word there. Frankie, thanks. Good stuff. Great message. this past Sunday. We jump into this weekend. We have our lead pastor, Richie, speaking on
Joy?
Is it? Yeah,
Is it love?
I know. I have love. So
Okay,
I have
yeah.
love on the 21st. So it is joy.
It's joy, yeah.
So this week is joy. So we will get to talk more about that next week. But again, it's the best time of the year. Although I did hear that we may be setting warmth records next week instead of cold records. This weekend it's going to get cold, but next weekend we could set some heat wave. It's crazy.
Arkansas weather.
Arkansas
You just
weather.
never
That's right.
know.
Well, everybody,
Frankie's
is-
like, let me go camping.
That's right.
That's Frankie Post, and this is the 61st Minute podcast of Community Bible. Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for always being a part of our journey and our episodes, and we look forward to these each and every week. We'll talk to you next week. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of the 61st Minute podcast by Community Bible. Our goal is to release a podcast every Wednesday, continuing the conversation from our services the previous Sunday morning. If you're looking for a church home, we would love to have you on Sundays at any of our 3 Community Bible campuses. For more information, check out our website at communitychurch.com. That is communitychurch.com. Tune in next week for another episode of the 61st Minute podcast by Community Bible on platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you listen to your podcasts.